Hi guys, this is Az from Integrum Personal Development. We are on the last week of our sugar diet. So me and JC Cashman have embarked on journeys of parallel opposites. JC is consuming 0 sugar for a month and I am consuming a high sugar diet so that we can measure and see the effects on our bodies, our minds and our spirits. Today, what came up in conversation when me and JC were catching up on how we were getting on was the difference between, say, a regular can of Coke and its diet variety, or things containing sugars and things containing artificial sweeteners. So that's what today's discussion is going to be on. So if you look at a can of Coke and Diet Coke side by side, the main difference you're going to see in terms of its ingredient content is the presence of the sugar or the presence of the artificial sweeteners. Now, we're not going to go into all the differences between the two things. Today we're just going to focus on whether you should be consuming sugary drinks or sugary foods, or those that have had the sugar removed but contain the artificial sweeteners. So we spoke a lot about in this course and what we've been doing here about the effects of sugar on the body, and most of us are aware of the insulin response we have to consuming large amounts of sugar. What we haven't spoke about, and hence the meaning of this video, is the effects of artificial sweeteners. The issue is quite simply, not a lot of studies have been done that truly go into any depth or have any real measurability in terms of, say, a meta-analysis to let us know how effective artificial sweeteners are on our body. They've also just not been around for that long to really have a full scope of time to get all the information we need to know. So what is becoming clear and what has been shown in a lot of studies is that there are significant links to things like metabolic syndrome, cancers, as well as the stuff you wouldn't think, such as diabetes and weight gain, obesity. So a lot of this comes down to the fact that although you're getting rid of the sugar and therefore getting rid of the calories, what you've still got is this aggressively sweet product. So you are still consuming something and subjecting yourself to something that is aggressively sweet. And when I say aggressively sweet, what I mean is our palates aren't really designed for all this stuff. Coke and sweets and chocolates and all of these things, they send off mad responses in our brains as well as through our taste buds in our mouths when we eat them. And especially with artificial sweeteners, because our brain doesn't recognize the difference between artificially sweet and naturally sweet. In the sense that when you put something on your mouth and your sweet taste buds are reacting to it, your body will send off the same signals as if it was eating something with sugar. So a lot of the same responses start kicking off. Your body starts preparing to metabolize and deal with sugar, but it's not present. Instead, what it finds are these chemicals and substances that it then has to deal with in a different way in terms of getting them out of our system and through as waste. So what it really all comes down to is, should I be consuming a can of Coke? Should I be consuming a can of Diet Coke? Which one is better for me? The real answer, the honest answer, is neither of them. Don't drink fizzy drinks. If you're asking my honest opinion on it, do not consume fizzy drinks on a regular basis. Every now and then you fancy a treat, and I mean like once a month, you want a can of Coke or Diet Coke, then we can have this conversation. But if it's a daily thing for you, if you are regularly consuming cans of either Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, or any brand of fizzy drinks or anything of the like, that needs to stop. They're not good for you, one way or the other. Whether it be consuming large amounts of sugar in a very concentrated dose, or consuming these chemical artificial sweeteners that we have. But let's say it is that once a month time and you are having that one can, which one should you go for? Which one is going to have more or less of a detrimental effect? In my opinion, where I would go with it is, if I'm drinking it that rarely and it genuinely is a treat, I will have the regular, full sugar, full fat Coca-Cola. The reason for this being is our bodies know and have a process for dealing with sugar. And if the rest of your diet is under control and this is a rare occurrence, then this little boost or increase in your sugar intake it's not going to be the end of the world. On the flip side of that, the artificial, our body isn't so good at dealing with it. And there is so much information that we don't have yet about the effects of these sweeteners on our body. So for me, the risks outweigh the benefits in the sense that I can deal with doing an extra bit of cardio in the gym to take into account that I've had a can of Coke, or cutting back on a meal later on to make up for the difference in the sugar. But there's nothing I can do to counteract the effects of taking in these artificial sweeteners. So should you consume either of them on a regular basis? No. If you're going to consume one or the other on a very rare occurrence, as in once a month special treat, personally it would be the regular over the diet. Is there a place for diet drinks and artificial sweeteners? Personally, I don't think so anymore. There's been so much progress in the sense of creating sweeteners from more natural alternatives, such as stevia and other ways of producing it that don't necessarily need to be as chemical and as man-made as what these ones are. So aspartame, which is the one that's present in Coca-Cola, is linked to so many issues, so many problems, and all of this can be avoided. So in summary, I'd say avoid both as much as you can. Take Coke over a Diet Coke if you're really going to, and really just listen to your body. We all know, we're all aware of what the right thing is and what the wrong thing is. If you are dieting and you're trying to lose weight, I'd recommend getting away from the sugars. Get away from the sweetness. Try to reinitiate your palate to get used to drinking plenty of water. And if you're going to take on something sweet and sugar-filled, why not do it with a fruit juice? So 100% natural fruit juice, rather than something that's been processed, because even Coca-Cola is a heavily processed food, whether it contains sugar or not. Whereas getting something like a non-concentrated apple juice or orange juice has gone through far less, and your body knows how to cope, how to metabolize and deal with it. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. Please follow our sugar journey, like and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing. Next week, at the end of our month, when we're both coming off of our sugar journeys, we're going to be offering a great package to one lucky person, completely free. So the new year's coming, we're going to start setting our goals for what we want to achieve in 2018. So get yourself sorted now with a great plan. You'll have the full support of myself and JC Cashman, the Warrior of Light. So come see us, comment down below, subscribe, like, follow us on our social media, and we'll catch up with you next time.